Hi Aries, thank you for joining me for your February reading. Please remember that this is general, so it's not going to resonate for everybody. It's also timeless and it's not gender specific, okay? So because time and energy is fluid, it means the roles can be switched. So please do bear that in mind if you're cross-watching. But because this is Aries reading, I will be addressing them. It can easily be reversed though, okay? So always use your own discernment and your own intuition whenever watching any tarot. You take what's resonating for you and you leave what doesn't. Also, I cannot censor, choose nor control what's coming out of the cards. I'm literally just reading them and it's up to you what you decide to do with it. You do have free will. Tarot is not in charge, you are. And for everything else, please read the descriptions box. Okay, so let's get into your reading for you then, Aries, for the month of February. I say it's for the month of February, but it's basically... it means it's been recorded in February, all right? It's whenever you pick up the message, then it could be relevant for you. Right, so your first card out is Partnerships and Alliances. This is the Three of Wands, so Aries energy. It's really, really nice. Passion Ignited, that's the Ace of Wands, okay? Aries, Leo, Sag. Followed by, the waiting game, the Two of Wands, more Aries energy. So Aries, you're coming through really, really strongly in your read already, which is nice to see. What I'm looking at here is you, this is either you or, as I said at the beginning, it can be switched, okay? It can be in reverse. So I'm going to read it like as straight as I can just to save any confusion, but you'll know if it's reversed or not, okay? But I'm seeing, Aries, that you're currently waiting for an answer from somebody. Now this could be love or business at this point in time, I don't know. There is a lot of Wands energies, yes. However, Wands energy, while it can be quite sort of sexual, it isn't always. It's also about inspiration, forward movement, action, and passions. You know, you can be passionate about your career, the same as you can be passionate about another individual. So you will have to take it as it resonates. But let's cut to the chase. You're waiting for an answer here. And you're waiting for a confirmation that something is going to go ahead, okay? For some of you, this is about a new partnership, a new alliance, or a new relationship. Either way, you're waiting and you're feeling quite excited about this, with the heart chakra being open. You've got a lot of ideas about this thing or this person, a lot of ideas about how you can push things forward. Also, I'm noticing that we've got 1, 2, 3, which is a nice little sequence there. So everything has its time, and there's a time for everything is the message behind this particular combination. They're saying here, Aries, to avoid jumping the gun and to avoid running before you can walk. Okay, so take things one step at a time. While it's absolutely fantastic that you've got all of these amazing creative ideas, there's a confirmation there for someone if you just heard my phone ping. But your answer to the answer to your particular question, it is going to come in soon. Okay, so what to do with all of these ideas is to, if you can, write them down, or if you've got like a little voice recorder or something, that's usually what I do, is just voice record some ideas really, really quickly while you're on the move, taking down ideas on the fly as and when they come in. You're gonna find that the inspiration, it keeps on flowing constantly, and obviously you don't want to miss out on any of these amazing ideas just because another thought has kind of overwritten the previous thought, and then you're like, shit, what was I just thinking about? You know, everything's really fast moving. There's a nice fast pace to this that I'm seeing is going to sit really, really well with you, because you do not do stagnancy. Like that is one of the things. You're not quick to anger, but I tell you what, stagnancy and things taking a long time is literally one of the things that annoys you. Yeah, so definitely you're going to want to keep note and write down all of these amazing ideas that are coming to you, and avoid moving too quickly. Okay, there's a time for everything, and everything has its time. Now, for some of you, this is an individual outside of you who is waiting for your answer. And if that is the case, then I'm seeing that you're thinking things very carefully, you're being really thoughtful, and again, you're avoiding jumping the gun. While this thing, it sounds like an amazing idea, an amazing opportunity, again, you're trying to not allow that to make the decision for you. There is certainly some sort of investigative work that needs to take place, just to make sure that you're not diving into something completely blindfolded. Wow, really, really nice energy there, Aries, to open up your reading with. Things are moving forward at a very, very rapid pace. It's really nice to see for you. Can you have a 9-card spread, please, for Aries Collective for February? Oh, okay, random. Yeah, 3 of Coins, Capricorn energy. So this is literally all about teamwork, collaboration and project building. And I love this deck because the creators used little ants to illustrate the energy of that particular card. And ants, as you know, hive mind, right? Yes, they do have a leader. For some of you, you could be the leader, and that there's a team here that is working on something like a hive mind. You've then got the Queen of Cups, it's Cancerian energy. So this is something that is very close to your heart. It's a project or a job or someone that means quite a lot to you. Again, I am feeling strongly that some of you are at the head of this thing that's happening. The Page of Cups is water energy, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio. So that's good news when it pertains to love, romance or children. So if children were a factor for you here somehow, then you're going to be hearing very good news when it pertains to that. You've then got the 2 of Wands, it's Aries energy, strength is Leo, the 3 of Wands is more Aries, the King of Cups is Scorpion, and the 5 of Coins is Tyrian, with the 5 of Wands Leo. Right, so Aries, you're going to be the voice of reason throughout the month of February from what I'm seeing here. You might have to take the higher ground with something, and you're going to have to, I'm feeling this is like a sort of test on diplomacy, okay? How well can you see both sides of the problem, and can you find a solution to this particular thing? Right. There is a lot that's going on in your energies, but again, with this being a general, and I've only got about a half hour, I have to kind of reduce it down to the most important messages that I can see. All right, definitely diplomacy is going to be a factor here. Okay, and if you can put forth a really good argument, then you're going to see success, because we're seeing 2 of Wands strength, 3 of Wands, right? So a decision that needs to be made, utilizing obviously strength and courage, but I'm feeling that diplomacy coming through really, really strongly, and you being diplomatic is going to lead to rapid growth and success, okay, with that 3 of Wands. Which is absolutely amazing. So I am feeling that, again, that this is a bit of a test, but I'm also seeing that this particular test you're going to pass with flying colours. There is not going to be another opportunity for this particular test, okay? So be on the ball with this, because it's going to come in, and it might feel a little bit unexpected, but it's not really, okay? Because we've already whittled down to the fact that you're waiting on something coming in. However, you're not certain at this point the part that you're going to play, And I'm telling you that you're going to be playing a pivotal part, an absolute pivotal part, right? This is very much the ball being in your court, and absolutely it's success. For some of you, it is depending on you, okay? So to win this particular battle, diplomacy is going to be your sword, right? Pay attention to the things that you're saying at this point in time. It's not so much what you're saying, but it's the way that you're saying it. You do have a highly, highly sensitive individual around you at this time. Now, I don't know if they're looking to take offense at anything or if they're just naturally finding others offensive. But they do tend to take things a bit too personally, and they might feel as if you're somehow attacking them, okay? When you're not, you're just trying to point out to them, look, you're doing this thing in such and such a way, it's not going to work and you're wasting your time. They're going to take that as a personal insult, okay? So it's not about what you're saying, it's about how it comes across. So you might find yourself having to change up your tone depending upon who it is that you're speaking to, okay? For some of you, this is a younger individual. Either they're younger or they're just not as experienced as you are in this particular thing, okay? With this is a bit of personal life here that's coming into your read. Right, this here is not so much personal life, okay? I'm feeling that this here is more business type energy. It's more, this is the stuff that I need to do, this is what I'm in charge of, and I'm going to see it through, and I'm going to do my best, and it will be successful, right? This is very much career stuff. This here feels more personal life. So it's very unusual that you would allow your personal life to have an influence on your career, right? I am seeing the danger of that here though. So if you're working with a spouse or a partner, that there could well be a little bit of a hoo-ha between you, right? I do have to point it out, and again, it's showing me that you're going to be in control of this, you're going to take charge, and you're going to be the voice of reason. Like, I shit you not, as soon as all of these cards came out, I was like, this is Aries here being the voice of reason, like throughout the whole thing. Both career and in your personal life, Aries is going to be the voice of reason. Aries is the one that's going to have to be the truth teller. Unfortunately though, some individuals around you, Aries, they might not like what it is that you have to say, okay? Again, someone doesn't like the fact that you're a truth teller. Some of you could find that you're like maybe a bit of a black sheep of your family, you know, like the scapegoat, the one that tends to get the blame for everything. But again, that's because of the truth teller vibe. Okay, you do not do BS, you don't like it, and it's like as soon as you see it, you're usually one of the first to call it out for what it is, you know. You call a spade, you tend to not muddle your words up, you tend to not cherry pick your words, and you definitely do not sugarcoat anything, right? However, while that's a good thing, I am telling you, there is an individual around you who is super, super sensitive to everything that you're saying right now. And it's like they might misunderstand the tone of voice that you're using, okay? I don't know why that's coming through loud and clear. It's not for me to make sense of anyway, because it's not my read. Again, to go back into your personal life, Aries, there is an individual, okay, that is, that I feel that they're suffering here from a little bit of a self-esteem issue, all right? It's not that they see you as a threat, it's just that they see how to word this. They see that you're on your throne. They see that you're in your element. They see that you're in your power. Okay, especially throughout the month of February. I don't know what it is, but there's just something really hot and fiery about you, like more so through this month. And you do have someone around you who is looking at you like, oh my God, look at Aries. Like, how are they managing to keep everything on the straight and narrow? How are they managing to keep their head above water when everyone else around them is like literally losing their shit? How is Aries managing to keep it together? So it feels a lot like they've put you on a bit of a pedestal, which for some, that can be quite a precarious situation, because when you come off that pedestal, you know, it can hurt, because the individual who's got you on a pedestal might forget that you're still human. You still have needs, wants, desires. You still have human flaws, right? You're still human. And they might have put you so high up on that pedestal that it's almost godlike at this point. And it's like any mistake that you've made, they might hold against you too much, because they've forgotten about that human element. All right, and that's why I was saying it's always a worry whenever somebody puts you on a pedestal, because they can tend to forget that you are still human and that you do still make mistakes. But that's what I'm seeing here, and you're going to take charge of this, Aries. You're going to put that to rights. You're going to be the voice of reason in a very, very mature manner. Okay, so I'm not feeling that I really need to clarify any of this. It does feel straightforward enough, but again, just that warning about mixing business with pleasure. I do believe I was saying something along the lines of, if anyone's working here with a husband or a wife, if you're at the same workplace, avoid each other. Okay, it sounds weird, but avoid each other, because there is something here where that could cause a little bit of a clash. It's not permanently avoid each other. It's just more about giving each other some space. Okay, because obviously if you're living with each other and then you're seeing each other at the workplace as well, it might become a bit too much. And I mean, there's no need for you to be in each other's pockets 24/7 anyway, but give each other some breathing space at this time, okay? Because we're trying to avoid any kind of clashes from happening. We're trying to avoid any major distractions when it comes down to what we're seeing here that's taking place inside your career. You know, you don't want anybody to question your position. For those of you who have got a position of authority, and I can see with strength being the card central to your read, some of you are in a position of authority. Some of you have got a lot of influence over others around you, and obviously you don't need to have a domestic in the middle of a workplace, for example, because then the people who you're working with are going to start looking at you and questioning your position at that particular job. I mean, I'm feeling a really sort of corporate vibe here. Okay, it is very sort of old school type, and again, it doesn't matter if you're male or female or gender neutral. It literally makes no difference, okay? But there is certainly some old school rule book here that you're finding yourself having to follow in a workplace, whether you like it or not. That's the way that it is for some of you. And of course, dragging some kind of domestic dispute here into a work situation, it can be catastrophic. I mean, I have seen that exact thing play out in real life, and the person lost their job through it. Like for real, they lost their job. And then they found themselves in a situation where they had no means to support their family. And you can only guess the rest of that story. So yeah, from this sort of perspective, this feels more like a forewarning, and certainly something that can be avoided, absolutely. Interesting. Okay, so we're going to start pulling some healing oracles, and we'll see if we can get any further information for you from that. Oh yeah, if you've made it this far into the reading, then please do consider giving me a cheeky wee like, a subscribe or a comment, maybe even all three if you're feeling really, really generous. And thank you so much to all of those who've already supported my channel. It honestly and absolutely means the world to me, so thank you. Further messages. Oh, okay. Right, so you've got two here. You've got groundedness, gravity and motion, air. Right, now I always say with these decks you get three messages that come with these, right? Your first message comes from the creator of the deck. Your second message comes from your own intuition while you're looking at the card, and I will hold it up for you. And that's your most important messages, the ones that come from your own intuition. And then your third message comes from your reader and their intuition. Right, so where is it? Number 39. Okay, gravity. It says, seek a grounded perspective. Gravity is a natural force that causes all things with mass and energies to be attracted to each other. This includes planets, galaxies, light, and yes, even apples. The famous story about Isaac Newton and the apple actually did happen, but not in the way that most people think. While there is no evidence of a young Isaac being bumped on the head by a falling apple, he was sitting in the orchard and observed an apple falling from the tree. He noticed every apple fell the same way, straight down, not sideways or somehow else impeded, and he wondered why. This inspired him to formulate the law of universal gravitation, which states that every body in the universe is attracted to every other body with a force that is directly proportional to the product of their masses and inversely proportional to the square of the distance between them. His famous apple tree continues to grow at Willsthorpe Manor. Okay. Newton wasn't the first scientist or great thinker to consider that there was such a thing as gravity. The ancient Greek philosopher Archimedes proposed that there was a centre of gravity within a triangle. The ancient Indian mathematician Aryabhata proposed in the 5th century that there was a force that stopped objects being thrown into the air as the Earth rotated, and later Galileo showed that gravitational acceleration is the same for all objects by throwing balls off the Tower of Pisa. Gravity still remains one of the most studied forces in physics. Gravity is a fantastic element to include in your workings for groundedness and when you feel untethered because of trauma or things going too fast. Breathing and putting your awareness into your feet and asking gravity to do its thing is good, solid magic. And this card is ruled by the element of earth. Okay, so what I can garner from that particular card for you, Aries, is try and keep yourself grounded at this point in time, right? You might have to reprioritize or rejiggle a few things, but ultimately it is going to work out for the best, okay? And also for those of you where this is about like love and romance, then it's saying that someone feels gravitated towards you, and you might find that this individual is very, very similar to yourself. So they share like similar morals. Okay, and then you've got number 22, air, motion. It says be flexible yet grounded. Allow yourself free thought, move and choose, find your freedom and use your voice resourcefully. Wow, yep. Stand up for what you believe in and be mindful of the way that you communicate. So in case you think I'm making it up, because it came out in your tarot, it's right there. Okay, we already saw that in your tarot. It says the element of air has always been associated with movement and the higher spirit. It's a cleansing element that enables us to fly free and allow our minds to travel. Air is associated with all breath, breathing, the lungs, voice, music, winds and storms. It's the element of communication. At its most destructive, air is disconnected, chaotic, undisciplined and untethered. While we consider a storm after a long drought to be cleansing and nourishing, an intensive storm such as a hurricane can be wildly destructive. The word airhead normally refers to someone who doesn't consider things much and who just likes to flit around from one thing to another willy-nilly. Finding your own space and healthy motion is important, and finding your own breath of fresh air will enable you to see things differently and to start anew. And of course, this card is ruled by the element of air. Wow. Yeah. So again, I'm going to struggle to clarify further on that particular card for you, Aries, because as we've already seen, that literally came out in your tarot anyway. Okay. And obviously, I don't want to be repetitive during these reads. Okay, so let's take a look at where your focus should be then for the rest of the month. So Aries focus, please. Aries focus. Oh, loads. Okay, so your focus. Trying too hard. Force creates resistance, let go and watch it flow. Rest, be light-hearted, burnout. So your focus, Aries, is to avoid burning yourself out, okay? Avoid burning the candle at both ends. Taking a break is not quitting. Happiness. Combine talent with passion, live your dreams, helping others, gratitude journal and self-love. Combine talent with passion, yeah. See, with this, the thing with an Aries, if you don't feel an emotional connection to something that you're doing, then you might find that you'll lose interest quite quickly. Okay, so they're saying make sure that you're putting your energies and resources into something where you genuinely feel passionate about it, and follow your bliss. Do what inspires you. Creativity, new direction, heart meets mind, no fear-based decisions. So yeah, don't allow your fear to make any decisions for you at this time, and to follow that creative potential as well that you might have been keeping hidden away, for sake of, I mean, you know what it's like out in the real world. Sometimes we have to get a job that we don't particularly like to do just because that's the thing that pays you at the moment. So they're saying here, look, don't give up on hope for your future of you actually being able to make a living doing the thing that you genuinely love and enjoy doing, okay? It's not a castle in the sky. It's perfectly reasonable for that to be a thing. But for right now, your focus is about, excuse me, is about keeping yourself grounded and surviving. Just surviving right now is more than enough. And absolutely, there's nothing wrong with you making plans for the future. Okay, right, so this next deck is the Rebel deck. For those of you who are not familiar with me or this deck, here's your warning. The Rebel deck is quite blunt and brutal. It's certainly not for anyone who can be easily offended, okay? It's for Aries, please. Wow, okay. So you've got, fuck, shit's about to get real. You need your people around you. You are talented and fucking amazing. The world needs your voice. The world needs your power. Use your voice. Just don't use it for dumb shit. Take a fucking trip. Go see some shit, do some new things and talk to people cooler than you. depending on your area right now, that might not be possible right now, but it's certainly something that you can do soon. They broke your heart. Fuck 'em. Make better fucking choices. If you're pissed at where you are, then stop taking yourself there. Winning. You've got a good thing going. Don't ruin that shit. Yeah. Absolutely. So again, it's completely up to you, Aries, which of these oracle cards belongs to you and which of them belong to anyone else that you're dealing with. It's all completely interchangeable, okay? Just like the entire read, it's completely interchangeable. So you'll know in your heart of hearts which of those messages are applicable to you and which ones are applicable to whoever it is that you're dealing with. I did forget to look at the energy at the bottom of your deck here, the Hierophant, Taurus energy. Yeah, commitment. Lessons as well. Okay, so it's just for those who are curious about, well, what was the energy at the bottom of the deck? It's the Hierophant. Staying committed to yourself and to your path. Utilising lessons of the past to avoid making the same type of mistake in the future. Okay, so that was your reading, Aries. But before I go, I would like to say, well, first of all, if you'd like to book a private reading with me, then the link to do that is in the descriptions box and it's in the pinned comments below. It's really, really quick and easy to place your booking. You can just follow the link down there. That'll take you straight to the website, and from there you can view all of the booking options that's available. The other things that I wanted to mention as well, some shameless self-promotion. My merchandise is now also available from Teespring, if you'd like to check that out. They have lots and lots of different designs on the website. Some of them are plain like this, and other ones have actually got Phoenix Keia Tarot written on it. So lots of different choices there. There's everything from pillows, hoodies, phone cases, so many goodies there. Also, I'm releasing the Valentine's special readings on February the 14th, so make sure that you hit the notifications bell because you do not want to miss out on those. And also a huge thank you to everyone who has viewed my videos, who has sent in donations, to those who have booked private readings, and even those of you who have shared your stories with me. Thank you so much for making this a safe and friendly community. You're all absolutely amazing. And finally, I would like to give a really quick shout out to a couple of readers who are here right on YouTube. Now, I'm not affiliated with any of them. I just believe that they're massively underrated. And also this is my way of giving back into this amazing community as well, because I can't post things out at this time. Everything's on like full lockdown. So first of all, we've got Sentient Fire and Wolf in the Wind. Okay. So they're two really good readers who are trying to grow their channels. So yeah, if you're sticking around on YouTube for a little bit longer, then you might be interested in checking them out. So that is it from me. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.